Hi, hello, welcome to Devon Monk's Works and Worlds. I told myself I was going to go see what number this video is in my Monday Monk videos, because I didn't want to say, I can't remember which video this is, and guess what I didn't do? I didn't look. So maybe this is 48 or 49. I'm thinking 49. I think. Anyway, welcome to Devon Monk's Works and Worlds. Welcome to whichever number this is of Monday Monk. I really appreciate having you here. I hope you're having a good Monday. If you find me on a Monday, if this is some other time of the week that you find me, I hope you're having a good whatever day of the week it is for you. Okay, I cover three things real quick. How writing is going, how knitting is going, and how things in the monk world are rolling along. So let's get right to it. How is writing going? Writing is going well, thank you. I am just rolling through the Shame story, the Seamus Flynn story. I kind of break this down every time. Shame and Tarek are two side characters from the Ali Beckstrom books, which is my original urban fantasy series that was sold back a while ago. And they had their own spin-off series called the Broken Magic series. And then I added an extra, just a digital short novel to it called Backlash. And that was several years ago too. And then I decided, let's add some more. So this is going to be either a short story or a very short book, novella length, I think. We'll see. And it will be coming out this year. It will be coming out this spring. I'm working on covers and all that good stuff. And I will let you know when it's available. But I am writing it right now. I'm having a good time. I think I'm finally in the groove with it and words are going. Let me knock on wood somewhere. Because I want to keep words going because I have other projects to get to, one of which is the hockey books and some other things in the background that I'm working on that I can't really talk about yet. So writing is going well. Thank you. Next up is knitting. I am working on the toy for the January newsletter giveaway. It's coming along. I should be able to get it done in the next day or two. And then I'm going to knit some toys to give away here on the YouTube channel. So I don't have a lot of followers here on YouTube, which is fine. I really appreciate you being here. But if you if you click, follow, if you follow me, so I know that you're here, I will be giving away, I think, if I can get them done, one toy for every Monday in February, because February is my anniversary of beginning the Monday Monk, the every week, once a Monday videos that I've been doing. And to celebrate that, I want to give out some toys here for you people who have found me here and are following me here, to give you a little higher chance of winning a toy, because you can win them from my newsletter. I just use a random number generator and pull winners there every month. But I have more subscribers on my newsletter. Since there are fewer subscribers here, or followers here, you have a higher chance of winning one of these four toys that I'll be giving out. I don't know which four toys. They might be new toys that I've never knit before. They might be toys that I know people enjoyed me knitting in the last couple of years. I might re-knit one. Not sure. It's an adventure. So I'll figure it out. I'll start making some decisions, see what yarn I have on hand, and knit them up. So that will be coming up in February. So yeah. So thank you for being here, and maybe you'll get a toy. Okay, what else? So knitting is going well. Monkworld. I guess I just talk about what's going on in the old Monkworld. We haven't been doing anything extremely exciting. It is January. It is after the holidays. Although I am getting the itching to get out into the yard and the garden for a couple of reasons, even though we can't plant really anything. I mean, we could, but now's not really the time to put in your vegetable garden, the whole garden. We're not done with snow. I'm sure we'll get another freeze, one or two at least, up through March, really. So there are things that that aren't the right time to do outside. There are a few things, though, that I like to do in January that I always feel like kind of gives me a jump on spring, when spring comes along. It's like wet, and things are starting to grow. And then it heats up. The sun and the rain are both like at just the right temperature. And the yard, everything just explodes. And so you're like, oh, there's a tiny little weed one day. You go out the next day and there's like acres of weeds suddenly, and they all just popped up overnight. We constantly fight English ivy creeping in. We have it on some fencing from neighbors in our yard, or it just likes to show up and crawl over and strangle all the plants. So English ivy is something that it now would be a great time to start pulling it out by the roots, because I can see down through all of my like shrubbery that's lost its leaves. I can see down at the roots easier. So pulling out English ivy is good now because the ground is also very wet, and so it's easy to pull roots out. And blackberries. And blackberries are another. I know if you don't have blackberry, if you love blackberry fruit, and I do, if you love blackberries, and you think, wouldn't it be lovely to have a blackberry vine that you could just go off and pluck back blackberries and put them fresh in your mouth? It is. It's lovely. But blackberries get distributed by the birds and the squirrels, who also love the berries and then leave the seeds all over the place. And once a blackberry takes root, it's difficult to get it out. And so it climbs up through, trees and bushes. It will devour a standing building. Like, blackberry is determined to survive. So anywhere that we don't want these little blackberries to turn into, I literally pull out, 20-foot blackberry vines or more every year, even though I come at them every year too. But now would be a good time for me to go out there, dig up some of the blackberries. We don't use a lot of poison and stuff in our yard, certainly not anymore. We're trying to be more conscious of the environment. So there are some things that I can use, some like, there's that Dawn soap and things. But blackberries are tough. And the thing that I've found that works the best with them, if you're not going to use the heavy duty chemicals, is to dig them up. Basically, just get them out of there as much as possible and just keep at them. And it's not a 1-year thing. You'll have to keep digging them up, but eventually you'll just, you'll discourage them enough that they don't come back. So that needs to be done in the yard. And I could do some trimming back of some shrubbery that I thought for sure wouldn't survive a few years ago, but now it's like growing over our walkway, out into our walkway, so you can't walk by it. So I need to trim it way back and give more room for walking up our walkway and stuff. So I will probably, be sneaking out between rainstorms to go out there and do those kinds of little maintenance things on the yard. I did get a new pair of of rubber boots, of galoshes, for Christmas, which I was very excited about because I wore my last pair out. So that means I can muck around out there in the rain and the wet and get some yard work done. So I'm hoping to do some of that. What else? We did a planning session. My husband and I and our travel companions, the traveling rats. You'll hear me talk about them, and every once in a while they're in some of my book dedications and stuff too. It's a few family members who we travel with. Hi, rats, if you're watching. And we got together and talked about some possible trips we want to take this year, which is really cool. But before we take any trip in our RV that we timeshare all together, we have a pretty large repair that we need to do, or it feels large. To set the scene here, we have a used RV. We did not buy a brand new RV. We knew we wanted to just get a used one that was in good shape. We needed a good strong engine and for everything to be pretty solid. And we found just a terrific RV right before the prices went up. So it was at a good price. It had low mileage on it and very little wear and tear. And so we've done a little upgrades on it. We took out the carpet on the floor and put in vinyl flooring, the wooden plank vinyl flooring. Looks so good, so much easier to sweep and clean the mud off of and stuff. It's fantastic. But there's one larger repair that we need to do on the RV, and it's some water got in through an exterior trim point. And this is something that happened long before we owned the RV. And it's done some damage to an interior wall, so that the wood is failing. It's gone kind of spongy. So we're going to take apart whatever needs to be taken apart and replace that interior wall piece, we think. I mean, we're going to do it. We'll see how well we do. I think we're going to do well because we're pretty handy altogether. The 6 of us make a good crew. And what I'm hoping to do is to film it so that if anyone else has this kind of damage on their vehicle, they can see what we decided to do for repair. So that's a thing. We're going to be doing that, but we have to wait for a lighter rain day or a no rain day or two, and set up tarping and stuff, because we don't want to just introduce more wet wood into an already damp wood situation. So, but all that has to happen before we can travel. So I'm hoping we get some break in the weather coming up here, and we can get some work on the RV being done. And if so, I will bring you along so you can see what we're going to do. And I'll probably go over, I should just do this. I should do a little tour of the RV. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. Do you want to see our really old RV that isn't like, it's not fancy. Like a lot of people buy these super fancy RVs and they're gorgeous and I think they're wonderful, but we wanted to get something that we could, that we could get, kind of dirty and it wouldn't matter. It already had some, wear and tear on it. So it would be okay if we were just, enjoying it and spending time in it. We wouldn't have to worry about like, chipping the edge of something. We're just like, it's okay. It's okay. She's been around for, let's see, it's a 2005. So she's been around for a while, and it's okay if there's a little dent here and there on her. But anyway, if you want to see a tour of our RV, let me know. Okay, so yeah, we are going to do some RV repairs coming up here pretty soon so that we can take some trips. And what else is going on in Monkworld? Not a lot, frankly. So I am going to go ahead and pull, I did this a little while ago, out of our little heart wooden box. I'm going to pull a slip, and I'm just going to talk the last minute or two on whatever subject I pull out of here. Hopefully it's an easy one. Here we go. Oh, take this one. What did I pull? Oh, here you go. Oh, wait, let me get my finger out of the way. Can you see that? I don't know if my camera's going to focus. Ryder Bailey, it says. There we are. Ryder Bailey. The love interest in the ordinary magic books. These are it starts with Death and Relaxation. And the last one is over my shoulder there, Brood of All Evil. And Ryder Bailey is not Allie Beckstrom, the wrong series. Ryder Bailey is Delaney Reed's childhood sweetheart. She fell in love with him when she was in grade school, and always wanted to be kind of his girlfriend, wanted him to be her boyfriend and stuff, but never did anything about it because her dad was kind of a keeper of the secrets in the town, and there are only a few people that knew all that, and he wasn't one of those people, and plus it's school and childhood and stuff. And anyway, childhood sweetheart who has come back to town in Death and Relaxation and is deciding to stay there in the tiny little town of Ordinary, Oregon, on the beach, a sleepy little beachside town where the gods, go on vacation, put down their power and go on vacation, and monsters and whatnot live there. Anyway, Ryder Bailey's a good guy. He's an architect who tends to do more remodeling stuff, which I always think is funny. Anytime that I write something about him going off and remodeling somebody's house, I'm like, you're an architect, dude. What are you doing swinging a hammer? But it's he's that guy. Yeah, he's went to school. He's an architect, but he wants to build. And it's, a small community, so he wants to be a part of his community that's building his stuff. So Ryder Bailey is pretty darn cool. He has a dog named Spud, who, it's funny because Spud is part Chow Chow, and I did not, and so is Lord in the Wayward Sky, or the Wayward Souls books, the Souls of the Road book. I also have a dog who is part Chow Chow, and that dog is based off of our dog that we owned for a while named Opal, who is part Chow Chow. And so Lord is in those books based off of our dog that we had. But Ryder's dog, we didn't have Opal at the time that I was writing Ryder's dog. I wanted a certain look for a dog, so I went online and looked at a bunch of different dog mixes, and then I found a part, I think maybe Golden Retriever and Chow Chow or something like that Spud is, and I thought that's a hilarious and adorable looking dog. I can't remember if that was a mix, but I think so. And I'm like, that's Ryder's dog. But now I've got 2 Chow Chows in 2 of my books, and I'm like, it's not just, I'm not like a Chow Chow only enthusiast. I've owned 2 dogs that had part Chow Chow in them, and they were both terrific dogs. One was kind of aloof, and that's Opal. We got her later in life. We got her when she was 9, and she only wanted a little pack of people. She only wanted 3 or 4 people were her people, and she didn't want to be around anybody else. She would just go off and hide. She was very timid. But our other part Chow Chow was named Danny Dog, and he was this polar bear of a dog. He was this white, fuzzy, fur out to here, almost 100-pound or right around 100-pound, Samoan, is it Samoan? And Chow Chow. And he was just white, two little button chocolate eyes and a little button chocolate nose. He was just the sweetest guy. And he was a gentle giant with the kids when they were little, and just really a sweet, friendly dog. So different than, I mean, Opal was friendly, but only to a few people. Otherwise, she was afraid. Whereas Danny Dog, who we got as a puppy, loved everybody except possums. Not a fan of possums. Definitely didn't like them in the yard. Like, we knew when a possum hit the yard because suddenly sweet little fluffy Danny Dog turned into this primordial killer, and we had to like pull him back. So anyway, but yeah, Ryder, I somehow got off on dogs. Ryder does have a dog, and he very quickly in this series makes a pretty big mistake and makes a deal with a god that he can't break, and that becomes a problem throughout most of the series. And I won't say more in case you haven't tried the books, but I really like Ryder. I think he's solid, he's curious, he's true to his word. If he says something, he'll do that. And I think he makes a really wonderful counterpart to Delaney, who has so many balls to juggle in the world and in the town that she lives in. She has so many things that she needs to look after: gods, different monsters, people, events that are happening. She's there to try to keep it all going together and keep it all cohesive and safe. And he's just absolutely solid, and I love that about him. So anyway, that's Ryder Bailey, terrific guy. Yeah, and that's it. I think I can just stop there. I've talked plenty enough, kept you here with me long enough. Thank you for coming by today. I hope you have a wonderful Monday, and until next time, let me know if you think I should do a tour of our RV or something, or let me know if you don't want to see it. If you're like, no, that sounds terrible. I can take it, people. You can tell me. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye for now.